Yeah, hi, this is Jack Stanley, and this is our ongoing series on subway systems around the world. The New York subway system is most unique. It is the fourth busiest subway in the world, only beaten out by Korea, Japan, and Russia, ironically. But the New York City subway is an amazing thing. It's one of the oldest subways in the world, runs on a third rail system, covers hundreds of miles. It is a fascinating experience to get on and to see, because not only are you experiencing the subway system of today, you're experiencing the history of transit. So let's take a little trip inside and look around the subway as we explore a few of the train routes. One of the things that's really interesting about the subway system is the fact that it's got tracks going in every which direction, and you'll have people wandering around extremely confused trying to figure out where the hell to go. Now, I can remember in a previous film that we did in Germany that I went into the subway system there, and I had a heck of a time figuring out where anything was, and it was very, very hard to understand. I can understand and figure that someone from Germany visiting here is probably going to be looking at this map and being just as confused as I was. It's a very, very complex system. But once you have one of these, which is very important, get one of these things. You can get them from vending machines, you can get them from tellers. Basically get an unlimited ride. It's probably the best thing for you, so you can travel for a week or two, whatever you need, without having to worrying about your card running out. This is very, very self-explanatory in many degrees, but if you'd like to know, we have up-down trains and downtown trains. Of course, uptown are going north, downtown going south. The New York City subway system is massive. Hundreds of miles of track, mainly underground, but in some places above ground. But it is an engineering marvel, a marvel of the early 20th century. The subway system initially opened up in October of 1904. And here we are well into the 21st century now, and we are benefiting from this magnificent design that was started in an age when the major mode of transit was the train. In New York City, we have express subways, we have local subways. This is very much like a train station would be 100 plus years ago. Most subway systems are not like that. Now, with that in mind, we're dealing with a subway system that is over 100 years of age, and so it shows it. And it's under constant repair. Those of us who live in the New York area always have to deal with weekends when our train system is very much abrupted and changed to fit in repairs that are needed. The New York subway is really quite a fascinating device, invention, you might say. Developed here in New York, and it was developed in an age when people used trains for transportation. And so this was designed by railroad people, not by people who did subways. And so it has something very unique that very few subways within the world have. We have an express and we have a local. Most subway systems are just locals. But the New York subway system was designed to run like a railroad. Therefore, if you want to get from one end of town to the other, it's extremely easy. Go to almost any city in the world and you'll discover that they all have basic local trains. Very few have expresses. A vast majority of the subway system is underground, but other areas are above ground. And as you can see right now, of them as BMW. Makes it easy to remember. Brooklyn, Manhattan, and Williamsburg. But this is one of the many areas where the subway system comes out of the ground and rides above. You'll find this in Queens, you'll find this in parts of Brooklyn, and you'll find this in upper areas of Manhattan as well. We're in the locale of the original tracks for the New York City subway. In fact, right here where we're standing is actually where the local train was. This is where the express was. This has all been changed around a lot here. This is all closed off and all changed around. This goes back to the 1904 setup. If you look over in this direction over here, you will see that is the local, this is the express, this was the express, and that was the local. When the system opened in October of 1904, George McClellan was the mayor of New York City, and he had the ceremonial controls of the first subway. Now, being mayor, they were going to let him turn it on, but he didn't want to let go. He is the son of the infamous general from the Civil War, George B. McClellan. But he was mayor of New York, and he opened up the service as it started right here, 42nd Street. Continuing on that original line right here, this train. This is catching on to that original line that was put in